Yo, what's going on, you guys? And welcome back to the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything and anything anime and manga related. So, first of all, man, we got a special guest in our pod today. Usually just me and Own, but today we got our boy Isa, a long-term member of the whole guys network and longtime friend. And today we're gonna be talking about Mid Hero or My Hero. We'll let this debate kind of go on here, but one of us really likes My Hero. Isa, he loves it, and some of us Own, for example, they call it Mid Hero. So
That's the
for the
proper name
reasons,
though. So
oh man,
it
for
is the
the for,
proper name.
that's fair. I know we'll get into that, but for the reasons of this pod, we're just gonna call it My Hero, and then we're gonna kind of debate whether or not it's part of an all-time great era of anime, or if it's just kind of just there. So first of all, Isa is a big fan. He not only is caught up with the anime, but he's also, caught up with the manga. So I wouldn't really say he's like a super fan, but he's definitely, I guess you can classify him as a good, maybe hardcore fan. So
Fanboy for sure.
oh man,
All right,
don't,
you don't have to
I don't
violate
know.
like that, bro. Chill, bro.
Yeah, you don't gotta say fanboy.
Not fanboy. Come on now.
All right, so I don't want to violate Isa off the rip, but like to be honest, man, what's up with the fan base, My Hero fan base? That's where My Hero
Dude,
really
okay, look.
gets a lot of
Look,
its rep.
as a fan of the anime, bro, and of the show, bro, it's what like I don't even know how to. You can't justify the fan base's behavior. You can't. The thing is that like I consider myself a fan, but I don't associate with the fan base. The fan base be doing a lot of sus things. To be fair, to be completely real, they be doing a lot of out of pocket things, saying a lot of things, doing a lot of things, and I can't agree with all of it. You know, as a person who reads the manga, right, I would consider myself a really good fan of the show. Um, but I would say the thing that makes me different from like a fanboy is that I don't I don't it's not that I don't criticize the anime. You know what I'm saying? There are parts where you're like, okay, like what the hell is this man doing? Horikoshi, the author of the manga. There are some times where I'm like, where is this guy taking this? Um, versus like fanboys, they'll stand by it and they'll die by everything that that he decides to do. So I would consider myself different in that regard. But I can't justify the fan base's behavior.
So so
Fully
you
out of
don't
pocket.
so you don't take a role in some of the stuff that the the fan base
Yeah,
does.
actually, I'm not familiar with this fan base at all. Some elaboration about maybe.
Yeah.
Uh,
So some of the elaboration on the fan base. It's basically like they do a lot of they ship a lot of characters. I'm not sure if you understand what when I say ship, but like basically they're like, oh, these two characters should be together, and it's always got to be like, it's always gotta be a little bit weird. It's like Deku with Todoroki or like Bakugo or something, and it's always like that. It's never something like simple like Deku and Uraraka or anything like that. Obviously they have ships like that as well, but for the majority of like the fan base, they're really weird about it, and they always have to make it with like sometimes a teacher with a student, and it's like, bro,
oh
like
shit!
what are you doing, bro?
Right. The
God
problem
damn,
is most of these characters are underage, which makes it like a whole
a
kind
whole
of weird
nother
topic.
yeah.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the thing is that like you're going by Japan's societal norms, right? So that's
True.
why it's considered normal over there. But over here in America, we're doing this podcast from America. It's a little weird for us. But regardless, like you don't put like a 40-year-old teacher with like a student. It's like, bro, like what's going on over here?
Yeah, that
You know what
shit
I'm
is kind of
saying?
weird.
It's kind of like FBI open up type beat. You know what I'm saying? So so I don't know. Like that, I can't condone that. As a
I,
fan, I can't condone that.
I know
uh,
Japan sexualizes like everything pretty much. So like even
Mm,
high school and like classrooms, yeah, it gets to that
yeah.
point. But yeah, in America, it's kind of different the way stuff
it's
like
kind
that is
it's
handled.
it's kind of interesting though, because like you have on the flip side, you have like JoJo, right? You have like Jotaro Kujo, who's like built, who looks like a full grown man, but he's not. He's in high school. You know what I'm
True,
saying?
true,
Versus,
true, true.
and then
Okay,
you got
yeah.
Deku, who's like prepubescent in high school, right? So there's this
Facts,
weird
facts.
dynamic going on in Japan. I don't know.
yeah, I mean that's kind of a trend that I've been noticing. Like nowadays, the animes and manga that are coming out are a lot different than how they used to be. Like back in the day, we'd get like a ton of like Berserk or Fist of the North Star or JoJo's, where all these characters were just ripped off rip. You know what I mean? Like they were like buff as
That's
hell. But
facts.
now
That is facts.
yeah, but now we're getting like a bunch of not I don't want to say like wimpy, but like normal build, main characters. They're not like like ripping like
That's
their
true. I
nipples
actually
aren't
never.
like popping out of their
Yeah,
shirt.
that's
You know what I
true, that's
mean?
true.
Like they're normal.
That is very true.
I feel like
So-
it's a new trend, but
yeah. So do you think
Anyways,
it's weird that way, or do you prefer it this way?
well, to me, like appearance of a character doesn't really matter too much, as long as like the story's dope. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't really care for it either way. Like doesn't really matter to me. But once in a while having like a cool buff, like sick character, like like a Goku or even like one of those
Asta.
type of characters.
Go to
Yeah, like
Asta.
an Asta, yeah, that's sick. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it shows that they put in work. Anyways, let's move on from this fan base talk. Let
Sure.
me so Isa, there's been a couple of news that came out recently about My Hero. So
Yeah.
first of all, they got a live action series or a live action movie.
Hell no, bro.
So you're not
Oh my
liking
God.
that? You're not
Dude,
liking it?
every single time they try to make a live action out of an anime, they ruin it so bad. Like whenever they do that with games, they ruin it. Most of the time they ruin it with games. And whenever they do that with animes, they make it even worse. Like Dragon Ball Z Evolution, like I didn't have to
That
watch
was
it. And
terrible.
I just saw like the what's it called? Like the promotional pictures, and it was terrible. It looks so bad. And then like you had Death Note live action. That was
terrible.
so bad. I spent my whole 2 hours watching that, and I regret it. It was so bad, bro. And then I'm pretty sure they're gonna make this one like terrible. They're probably gonna. I don't know what they're gonna do with it, but I don't agree.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. Like, I know you're a big One Piece fan.
Yeah, so I agree with Issa. The thing is, you cannot make anime into live action because the whole thing about anime is it's fake. It's supposed to be fake. It's supposed to remain fake. Let's not make it real. Like, there's no point of making it real. Most anime has like superpowers, super speed. Like, you can't replicate that in live action. It just looks weird. And the whole thing about anime is the animations. The animations portray how the fight is gonna be. Like, you can't do that with live action, in my opinion. But
No, that's a fair point. I mean, especially with My Hero, I feel like it's going to be 10 times harder because all these characters have quirks. You know what I mean? Like how will you replicate these quirks? You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to use like a ton of CG, which doesn't always look the best. I don't know, man.
Sure.
And not only that, but they're gonna be using like grown men for the roles. They're not gonna be using like teenagers for the roles. So it's gonna look even more weird.
Yeah, I don't think we've got like a cast of characters yet, like actors. But I bet as soon as they come out, they're about to get criticized. Like for example, the One Piece series also got like a live action, and apparently this is supposed to be like a decent live action, but still nonetheless,
they're about to make the anime even more mid.
Hey,
Okay.
we're not gonna go there.
Okay.
We're not going there. But anyways, they've been violating the characters and kind of harassing them, like the actors for
One Piece.
For supposedly not looking like the characters, which is pretty stupid. So hopefully, like the My Hero actors don't get the same type of flack. But I don't know, man. With this fan base, you never really know, apart from Issa. So moving on from that live action news, there's also been like a lot of promotional stuff with My Hero. For example, we got Fortnite, we got the Fortnite skins.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I know you're not too big into Fortnite, but like, what do you think about like all this publicity for My Hero? Do you think it's justified?
I think My Hero it's like part of the new era of anime, right? The way that they're releasing the anime now in like chunks instead of just like continuously running it. I personally like that style of releasing the anime much better, mainly because you give the studio time to work and then they can release some good quality content. Versus like, having the anime continuously run and then start putting in fillers and stuff like that is just so annoying. Maybe they'll have like built-in like a filler part in the anime, right? Like it's part of the show where like, they want to cool things down a little bit before starting things back up. But like whenever you had like a show, for say like Naruto, right? Whenever the what's it called? Like the anime producers, they needed time to animate what they wanted to animate, they would be on filler, right? And the fillers would be so mid and it wouldn't be part of like the story. So a lot of times it wouldn't be part of like the main story or whatever. But as far as like My Hero goes, I think that's why I like it so much, because it's part of the new era, better animation style, The story is pretty compelling too. I would say it's not like a high level story like Attack on Titan, but it definitely has like the core that like a lot of animes have nowadays. Like there's one protagonist, he has like his crew around him, and that's why I like it.
You know what's pretty cool about like the whole studio and animation for My Hero? So it's done by Studio Bones, and
Yeah.
Studio Bones has its own division. So like they have a division A, B, C, D, and so on. I don't
Yeah.
really know how much they have in total, but they have one specific division just dedicated to My Hero, which makes it
Oh, wow.
which makes it really cool because they can all focus in on My
Yeah.
Hero and make it like that. I mean, let's be honest, Owen. Like I know you don't really love My Hero like that, but the animation doesn't really like there's really nothing you can say that's bad about
Yeah,
the
yeah. No,
animation.
honestly, I actually like Issa's take on My Hero, and it's honestly not the worst anime. Okay, I'm not a hater of My Hero because obviously I still watch it. Like I'm watching
Yeah.
it, especially the new
Yeah.
season. The new season is actually pretty fire.
Yeah.
But due to like it being released on Fortnite, I think the reason that we don't like it as much as we should like it is because it's more geared towards kids that are younger, right? That's why it was. That's why it was a Fortnite ad because they know
Mhm.
like the demographic of Fortnite is like younger kids, and
Yeah.
to
Go
them,
ahead.
right? To them, it's probably like the best anime because they just got into it, and there's like okay, so I'll give an example of for Aray. Basically, he used to love what was the dragon show? Tales? Fairy Tale. Yeah, so he used to love
Oh my
Fairy
Hey,
Tale.
god.
hey,
Oh my
hey.
god, bruh. See,
And
okay, like, okay, sorry, I have a lot of takes about Fairy Tale.
yeah, me
Okay,
too, me too.
but it is the most
I can't
mid.
watch Fairy Tale. I
It
cannot
is the
watch.
most mid anime I have ever
I think
spent
it's
time
below
on.
mid. Like I think it's straight up
It's
below mid. It's,
so
it's
bad, bro.
so bad.
Like maybe there was a component of the story, but then when they threw that out the window, I
Yeah,
was like,
literally.
okay, like what the hell are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
was
so
it was yeah, I did not like it.
Let me just quickly
So,
justify myself. This was back in like 2017, 2016, where I want to say like new to anime. I had my cores in Naruto and One Piece and whatnot, but
no,
like
he
I
just
was
the fan service.
all right, so moving on.
but 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 that's what I mean. Like he enjoyed it when he was younger because
Yeah,
it was meant for the younger audience. But now
yeah,
when he's older, he just doesn't appeal to him anymore. But
yeah,
that's why I think that we don't like My Hero as much as it should be liked
yeah.
per se. That's why it's so popular. It's like super popular. Like I don't even like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen that much, but that's because for me it's their infant animes. I can't rank them. But like
Mm.
obviously for the new people,
I
it's
mean,
huge.
yeah, I would say Jujutsu Kaisen is about to turn up. You know what I'm saying? The next season about to be crazy. I'm not
I
gonna give
mean,
any
I'm not
spoilers or
I'm,
anything like
I'm not
that.
saying they're bad. I'm just saying that they're
Yeah.
too young to for me to give my full opinion on the anime
Oh,
itself.
like okay, the anime in total.
Right, right. We're
Yeah,
we're we're
Okay,
exactly.
okay,
anime
okay.
only, so we
Yeah,
don't know what's going on in the
Oh
manga.
yeah, yeah. I don't read
yeah.
manga at all. So
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so about Fortnite having like My Hero and stuff, they have a lot of different crossovers. Like
oh,
like they
100%.
added
Yeah.
Kratos into the game, and like God of War and stuff like that. Like that's not really geared towards kids. Like it's like M-rated and stuff like that. So I would say maybe like Fortnite has the publicity, and now like Japan, they're trying to reach to a new demographic with Fortnite. Because like you have like a
Yeah,
lot of
true,
people
true, true.
who play Fortnite. I used to play it a lot, and I
Yeah,
actually
me
played it
too.
last night. So
How was it? How was it? How was the new season? I haven't
I haven't
touched the
played
game
in
in so long.
years, man. I
Yeah,
haven't
me
played in
neither.
years, so it was very different for me. Obviously, you got clapped, got spanked, just some like sweats immediately pulled up, and I was like, this is why I left the game. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
wait,
we
Like
need to
hold on,
play
hold
emotionally.
we
on,
need to play it again though, Loki.
hold on,
I
hold
have
on,
not
hold
played it
on.
in so long.
I got a perfect plug for our sponsor here. If you get clapped in Fortnite by My Hero skins, then you guys already know what to do. Go to our link in our description. Use code ECB15 for 15% off on Ghost Trigger. Ghost Trigger will
Okay,
basically help you not get clapped by My Hero skin. So just had to quickly plug that in.
pretty much. I agree.
Sorry, I was out of
And
pocket there, but kind of had to. It was a perfect opportunity. So, anyways, I actually got some more news for you regarding My Hero.
yeah,
So Kohei Horikoshi, the author of My Hero. So
Yeah.
in 2021, he kind of said that the series is expected to end in 1 year. So obviously 1 year has already elapsed, and he's kind of saying the same thing, but this time around, he actually seems more convinced that it's going to end. He was hoping that it would be like the series would be running for a lot longer. Hopefully, like trying to chase this like the length of Bleach, Naruto, and so on. But I think that he thinks that it's going to end for sure. So with
Yeah.
that being said, like do you think that like it's ending like a good conclusion, or do you think it's even near the conclusion? And if so, like are you ready for it to end, or do you want it to keep going on?
If they wanted to make the anime long, I'd be okay with it. It seems like there are certain areas like within the manga where they could have elaborated a little bit more, maybe gone more into depth. So they could have lengthened it for sure. The only problem is like it would just take a long time, right? Like we're on season 6 of My Hero right now, right?
Yeah, we're about like 125 episodes in.
Yeah, we're like season 6 right now. And I think maybe we have like 4 more years until the anime is done. Not the manga. As far as the manga goes, I think it's about to end. I'm not sure if it's gonna end like in a couple of months. I think it's gonna be like maybe another year or so until it ends. I'm not sure though. But yeah, sorry. So going back to your question, can you repeat it one more time?
So like would you be satisfied with the ending like this, or do you kind of want it to be stretched out a little bit more? And if
Um,
so, like, do you think it's towards like a good ending? You know what I mean? Like, does it feel rushed basically, or does it feel
there are some
satisfactory?
parts where it's kind of feeling like it's being rushed, but there are some parts where it also feels like it's being dragged out. Um, so it's kind of doing like a little bit of both. Maybe like he's stretching the wrong things, and he's rushing the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say maybe he could take some more time on it, but I'm not sure why he wants to shorten it. What I do
I
know
don't. I
is
don't.
just because
Sorry,
like yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't think it's him that wants to shorten it. It's more of like the Shonen Jump editorial staff that's kind of telling him to shorten it. I mean, he's still young. Like we got a lot of these authors that are like barely making it through. Like for example, the Hunter x Hunter author. He's like so old and he's
bro, he
barely
going
making
through it,
through.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. This guy, Kohei is only like 36 or something like that. So he's still
yeah,
young enough to be able to do it. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't want it to be like a Naruto or Bleach. I would say that. Like Naruto, like I don't want the anime to become so long that you're like, all right, like what the hell? Like when is this gonna end? I definitely don't want it to be a One Piece either. Respectfully, I understand people love their One Piece, but respectfully, ain't nobody trying to sit down and watch 4 million episodes. Okay, that's just out of pocket, in my opinion.
Respectfully, My Hero does not have depth like One Piece, so it can't even
I
do it.
mean, oh, obviously, it doesn't have a thousand
Like,
episodes. It's
no, I'm
not gonna
saying
have
like
that type of depth.
even no, even the first 125 episodes of One Piece had way more depth. Like, there's
Mm.
just the foreshadowing. There's so much foreshadowing that like
I think
yeah.
you can make that argument because you're on like episode 1,000. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
okay, so let me explain something. So
Okay.
within the first 25 episodes, right?
Yeah.
We see a fight from Zoro and the world's strongest swordsman. So we
Yeah.
get to see the difference between a guy that's at 0 and a guy that's gonna be at the end. So we get that's depth right there with like them foreshadowing how strong people are gonna get.
Yeah.
Like I think that okay, so
So
I don't
so
know
when
if
does that concept come back up in the anime?
it still hasn't came up. That's how
Hey,
long. That's
see,
how.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
but that's how. That's the
You're
depth of it.
1,500
Like
episodes in. Like, what the hell is
there's
this?
just so many parts to the story. It's just too many
The,
clicking parts.
yeah.
That
The thing
like
is,
it
like,
takes that long. Like I would like even though it's 1,000 episodes, bro. Make that shit 2,000. Like get the like we need all the
bro,
information. Like One Piece fans are crazy. Let me tell you. Like
okay, I could respect that, but what if you die in between? Like, you're not
GG,
gonna get the conclusion at all,
GG,
bro.
GG's, bro.
Like, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't agree with like having such a long anime. It's just and like
Nah, I
at
can
point at
understand that. I
sometimes
can understand it for sure. I just watched it since I was like 12, so like it's
like
a
if the sometimes like it feels like they're just trying to milk the cow. Like I feel like they did that with like Naruto, like Shippuden, and now with Boruto.
yeah, no,
Like
for sure.
after
That's milking the cow for sure. But the thing about One Piece is like I would get the milking the cow thing, but they still haven't even finished the original story. Like We still don't know what the One Piece is. Like, that's crazy.
That's my point, bro. Like now I just think it's like milking the cow. That's why I feel like that's what it is with
I feel like
One
okay,
Piece.
it's like okay, yeah, I agree with the milking the cow part. Within like the scenes where it's like dragged, it's like super dragged.
Okay.
They could pace it a bit faster for sure. Yeah, I agree with that part.
Okay.
But there like there are so many parts and like different like there's so much different things in One Piece that like
Yeah.
you need it to be that many episodes for the story to
Mhm.
be what it is.
Yeah.
Like I don't Eric, can you like elaborate on that? Like what do you think about that?
Well, I
About the
get what
length of
you're
One
saying.
Piece?
So the thing is, like, One Piece introduces so much different parallels and like different characters. Like,
Yeah.
there's like whole different levels. Like, there's like the main character, and there's like his, we'll just call him his mentor. There's his enemies, and there's a story for every single one of them. And that's kind of why that One Piece has such a big bubble for them to be able to cover. Where My Hero is just straight to the point. They start off with like, the
Mhm.
training arc, and then they get to the tournament arc, and then they get to the one villain to another villain, you know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
I guess is still a successful recipe for an anime. Like, I mean, it's been pretty it's been a great ride. I think maybe for me season 4 and 5 were kind of where it kind of slowed down, but this season in particular for My Hero has been really good.
No, this season was
um
great. Phenomenal. I'll get yeah,
That's
it's great.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like season 5 was just really slow, and they had like I think they did that on purpose because of what was coming in
No,
this season.
I
all
definitely
right.
like the season a lot. It started off the red boom, they were just out the gates, it was just a war. So like I
Yeah.
loved it.
Right. Wait, hold up. So I got a question for you, Issa, right?
Yeah.
So speaking on the manga, right? Do you think that, like, all right, so I guess we can all kind of agree that this season has been really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it gonna pick up from here and then kind of reach this conclusion, or do you think it just kind of goes back to the same thing where it's like, whatever, the next few seasons, like whatever, and then it's gonna start getting cool?
I actually don't. I don't want to give spoilers or anything like that. It does like I've noticed this with My Hero. Like they turn it up and then they turn it down a little bit and then they turn it up again. I think that's how it is with like most animes though. If not all. Like they have like a period where it's like super hype or whatever, and then they have to turn it down for a little bit before they start picking back up. So after this, it is going to turn down a little bit, but I don't think it's not going to be as long as like the last season. Um, so they have like a couple of major fights like in between, but right now they're like in the concluding arc of the
All right,
manga.
sweet,
Yeah,
that's sick. All right,
Okay.
so
Oh wait, well, I have one question about the manga. So
yeah.
you said it's about to end, right? And
It seems like it.
yeah,
Like
it seems
I
like it's
can't
about to
speak for
end.
Horikoshi.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's basically announced to be ending soon, like
yeah. It
officially.
look it looks like it's getting there.
So for the okay, so for the One Piece anime, right? Right
Yeah, yeah.
now we're in no stage for it to end. Right now, I would say, to me, it feels like we're still in the infant stage of the anime. But
Wow.
can you tell me if there's enough substance within the next couple of years, or how many years do you think it's gonna take?
For My Hero,
Yeah,
I
and
would
is there enough
I think
substance for it to
I feel
finish
like
nicely?
I feel like it's gonna take around like 3-4 years for the anime to finish.
Really?
I don't think it has enough substance though. Like I feel like there was like a lot of things that they could have like elaborated a little bit more on. They definitely
Yeah.
could have done that.
So
Maybe yeah.
yeah, how old is he? Is he at the end? Is there like time skips? Is there?
I don't want to go into details of that,
Okay,
but
okay,
like
yeah,
yeah,
okay,
I don't want to give that away. But yeah,
okay.
If there's a time skip, that would be
respectfully,
sick. All right,
Yeah,
then
that's
respectfully.
what
that's
I'm saying.
loyal
Like
then.
that would be sick as hell, bro. Like that would be
Mhm.
sick.
All right.
But there are like a lot of things where
Fair.
nah, never mind, never mind. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So one quick question before we get into the debate section of this pod. So would you say the manga is better than the anime, or would you say the anime is pretty respectable?
I would say the anime is pretty respectable.
All right.
Like it's not like they do a bad job. Like whenever you had something like Seven Deadly Frames, you know what I'm saying? Like like see like that like when I started reading manga like a few years ago, right? And basically they had just finished season 2 of Seven Deadly Sins, right? And that's when I started reading the manga because I was waiting for the next season to come out, and I was like, you know what? Let me just read the manga. So I started reading the manga and I see these amazing fights taking place, right? Granted, there's no music, right? It's technically single frame because you're reading a manga, right? You're not watching anything, right? So then I see all these things and I'm leaving it to my imagination. And then when the freaking anime comes out, it's so bad. It was so terrible. So it's not like a situation like that, you know what I'm saying, with My Hero, where the anime is like completely different and what you're expecting. The anime does a really good, respectable job. Like the soundtrack is there, like the animation is there, the voice actors do a phenomenal job. Um, but the manga just adds like a slight bit more of a detail to like certain frames and stuff that the anime could do a little bit better at. But again, like I would say like they're pretty good. Like I'm totally fine with the way the anime is.
That's fair. I mean, it sounds like you're just nitpicking at
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So that
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
was cool. All right, so let's get into the heated part of this pod. So you can be honest here, Isa and Aunn. So
Yes.
in terms of My Hero Academia, like where would you rate it in terms of like all-time grades? Like, would you say it's like a part of the all-time grades, or would you say it's not there? All right, Isa, you go first.
So I would say My Hero Academia is the best anime of all time. No, I'm just playing. I wouldn't say it's no, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's the best anime of all time, but I would definitely say it. I feel like it was generational, like it was a little bit revolutionizing, in my opinion. Just because like the way like around the time when My Hero came out, that's when they started doing like the core format for releasing animes and
That's
stuff.
facts. That's facts.
So I would say it was like a little revolutionizing. I would say the story isn't that like special, right? Because you have villains and you have heroes. That's usually how it goes, right? In most shows. Um, I would I haven't watched enough anime to say like, oh my God, it's like top three of all time, right? But I would say like it's one of my favorite animes for sure. And I'm not trying to be like I'm not trying to stay on the fence or anything like that, but I just don't have enough data to say. Like if you want me to compare it to like Naruto, I would say it's better than Naruto. Strictly because of the fact that Naruto took forever, right? And it had like a billion fillers. And at that point, you're like, okay, what am I watching here? Am I watching Naruto or am I watching filler? You know what I'm saying? So My Hero doesn't do that. My Hero actually gets to the point. My Hero sticks to the story. Whereas like other animes, like back in the day, like they would take forever. And that's one reason why I don't like One Piece, because it's taking forever. It seems like they take forever to get to the point. So that's why I would prefer like My Hero. I would rate it higher than Naruto because a lot of people love Naruto. But yeah, that's my
Okay,
pick.
no, that's fair. I
Yeah.
mean, I think this generation where like these long running animes is probably going to end with One Piece or maybe
I would
one or
agree.
two other. Yeah, after that, like the rest, I don't know if it's My Hero that cooked up that whole core recipe where it would
Mhm.
just be like one season, like two consecutive cores, a pause for a year, and then starting up again. I don't know if that was My Hero's thing, but that works. I mean, the animation stays on peak. Like it's been consistent. You know, the
Yeah.
story is always good. It's faithful adaptation. So that makes sense to me. I'll say my 2 cents and then I'll let Owen do the talking because I know he's got a very diverse set like mindset than
Repertoire.
yeah. And so I think that My Hero is definitely great. I wouldn't put it in the all-time greats just because I've watched so many anime and there's like just for me the season
Hold on a
four and
second.
five.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, first of
No,
all, Aray. No, 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 no,
Fairy
no,
Tale is not
no,
on there. This was
no,
back in the
no,
day.
no. See, like that's why I have to disagree with Aray, like
I
straight
didn't
off
even
the
say
bat.
anything yet.
What's up? What's up?
Bro put Fairy Tale as best of all time.
No, I
Like he did
didn't.
I
not.
gotta
No, I
agree.
didn't.
That's something I agree with 100%. That
I,
show is the worst show I have ever watched. Like,
Oh, dude,
bro,
it,
like my boy told me to watch it, and the only reason I watched it was for him for so long, and he kept telling me
that's so
it's gonna get
facts. I
better,
did the
it's gonna get
same
better,
thing,
it's gonna
bro.
get better. Like it never
dude,
got better, bro. It's just
dude, I liked it in
consistency.
2017, man. That's a long time ago. It was almost 6 years ago.
I remember watching it
Yeah,
when
I
like
remember I told you to watch it.
the new part came out. I don't even know what it was
Nah.
called, but it was basically where they're concluding the story with Zareth or whatever. And I was like, okay, like it might get better. The animation was mid, storyline was mid, and the whole thing was just power of friendship like the whole time. And I was like, dude,
Wait,
what
so
is
are you
this?
gonna watch the new season where it's 100 Year Quest? Are you not gonna watch that?
I don't know. I might
Oh,
see it just to piss myself off a little bit, you know.
Oh
But
man.
all right, sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead,
No, no,
finish
you're
your
good.
point.
So I was saying like in terms of all-time greats with like I would say like One Piece is on there for me. You know, I really enjoy Naruto, but I want to see how My Hero ends before I can kind of compare it to Naruto. You know, I really love Death Note, you know, and so on. I'm not gonna say all the all-time greats for me, but in terms of that I wouldn't put it there yet. I just want to see how My Hero ends. Again, I haven't read the manga like you, so I can't really say. But in terms of new generational anime, like starting with the new gen, Black Clover is my number one for sure. I like Doctor Stone. I would put My Hero slightly above under those two. I think that those two are just slightly better than My Hero is. But other than that, like again, I have to see how this one ends, and I think that it can be part of, maybe that's like a big three to me for the new gen anime. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Like, of course, now we got like JJK coming out and Tokyo Revengers and all these other new anime. But again, we'll have to see. I think My Hero is definitely a great anime. I think it's pretty underrated actually. People hate on it just because of the fan base and like to kind of make memes of it. So that's just my 2 cents. But I think My Hero is a great anime. I wouldn't say it's all time great, but it has a possibility to be one of the all time great new gen animes. All right, Owen, I'll let you talk.
Okay, so here's my take on whether My Hero is gonna be in the all-time greats. Okay, for me, that's a for sure no, right? Like, I'll be straight up blunt. No, but the thing is, right? I've been watching anime for over a decade, so the anime I grew up with was a long anime, with like Bleach, One Piece, Naruto. I love anime that's like has a lot of substance to it. I don't like like a lot of the new anime now. It's
Yeah.
like one season or like 2 seasons. I just
So,
don't feel
question.
fulfilled enough.
Where would you rate it in terms of like Dragon Ball Super? If you had to put My
I,
Hero
I never
versus them.
watched. I never watched Dragon Ball Super.
Dude,
Did
it's
you
way
watch
better
Z?
than Superman.
Did
What?
you watch Z, like Dragon Ball Z?
No, I never watched any of the Dragon Balls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because One
Okay.
Piece was my first anime.
Okay.
Okay, so I
So,
watched Naruto after that. That was my second.
okay.
But Naruto, I agree with your takes on Naruto. Because
Okay.
Naruto, first of all, that shit was predictable as hell. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was like, bro, this shit was not predictable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Secondly, bro, I'm not even like I had my finger on the right key the whole time. Like there was just so many
Oh,
parts that it was just so boring that I just had to skip.
hit him with the
Which is
talk no jutsu.
yeah, like I can't do that to One Piece. I can never like skip
Yeah.
parts. I would never skip a part of One Piece, and I wouldn't do that for My Hero either because, as you said, it doesn't really have any of those like super boring parts.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that it has enough substance for me to like call it a great anime. Like okay, so for me, right, Black
Yeah.
Clover is the best new gen.
Oh
Their
wow.
animations
For
are
real.
huge. Animations are huge. Story's elite. I love Asta as a character.
Yeah.
Like everything about that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But I
I
don't know.
feel like
Yeah.
I feel like for Black Clover, we haven't seen like the callbacks as of yet. You know what I'm saying? Where like something happens like in the past and they're like, "Oh, wait, this is actually important in the future." But like
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
things like
yeah.
that have happened like in My Hero. Like just recently for the anime. I don't know if we should talk about the anime because like if people haven't watched, but like you have like Aries powers and stuff like that. Like there's like I'm gonna say like it's not as great on the level as Attack on Titan was or is like at the moment.
Like you're talking about like foreshadowing and stuff like
Or,
that.
like foreshadowing, yeah. Like it's not on the
Okay.
Attack on Titan level, but it definitely has that like in within the anime, within the manga.
I think Attack on Titan just does it to a level that's almost
I think it was
unmatched.
unprecedented, yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Like
unmatched. Like
it was like it's in its own like bubble. And it's actually crazy how it did that.
I would say the only one that can nearly compete, and I'm trying to be biased. I would say it's One Piece because the way it works is like even like a couple weeks ago. I'm not even trying
Yeah.
to be biased. Like even a
No,
couple
no, no,
weeks
for
ago,
sure.
we got news that was related to the first episode, which is like how does that make sense? Like the
Hmm.
foreshadowing is so crazy that we're still getting bits and parts of it
Yeah.
now, which is
I
insane. But
yeah.
the way Attack on Titan did it, I don't like. So spoiler alert. Like if you guys didn't watch Attack on Titan, like if you really think about it, Aaron has been running the show since day one. Like it's
Right.
crazy. Like the whole
Yeah.
concept of Aaron and him seeing the future and like all that stuff is it's crazy.
Hmm.
And that's part of like anime. That's like like that part of like foreshadowing is a huge part of anime for me. And I love
Hmm.
like in-depth storylines. But I
Yeah,
don't know. I just think that My Hero needs a bit more for me because
for
they've only
sure.
been high school. They haven't really done real.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's only they're still within like the first year, bro. Which I think is
Exactly.
crazy.
Yeah. I'm
Like they're
not like
still in the first year of high school, and all of this has happened. It's crazy.
exactly. I just need more. I just need more
Mm,
from my hero before I could say anything. Before I can
okay,
even. Yeah, I just need more.
I respect
'Cause
it.
right now
Okay,
there's
okay, hold
nothing for
on.
me to work with. That's it.
So
Like,
so how would you rate Attack on Titan then? I
oh,
mean, granted, like Attack on Titan isn't finished either, right? Uh,
Attack on
okay.
Titan
This
is
this
top
raises an
three.
even greater question.
Yeah.
What if like One Piece, like you're saying, is so great, right?
Yeah.
The ending ends up being the most mid thing you've ever seen, worse than Fairy Tale.
Yeah,
How
imagine
how
like
would
what
how
would
would
you
you rate
do?
it then?
Oh,
What would
yeah,
you
that would
wait?
be
Hold on,
so
hold on, hold
bad.
on. What would you do? Okay, I got a more specific one. What would you do if the One Piece, like the greatest treasure of all time, was like the power of friendship or some stupid shit like that?
Okay,
Oh my
honestly,
god,
I would be tight.
exactly.
Honestly, I'd be tight. Like, I'm not even gonna be one of those like One Piece fanboys that go like, "Yeah, that's crazy." Like, the journey itself was great. Like,
Oh my
obviously,
god, bro.
obviously the journey is great. That's why we're watching the fucking anime. Like, or else we wouldn't watch the anime if the journey wasn't great. But
Yeah.
you need a good ending to it because if like you built it up for 30 years, like you built it up for too long for it not to be good. Because if you
Yeah.
don't make it good, rip Oda, rip Oda, bro. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
It's been too long. He's made us wait too long for it not to be good. That's what I have to say. But
Okay.
the stuff that he gives now is just so good that like I trust Oda to do it well at the
Mm,
end.
okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
trust him to do it. But
All right.
it's
I
super
respect it.
huge. It's long, but every part to me has been.
Yo, pause.
Hey,
Hey,
yo,
yo,
whoa,
whoa,
yo.
yo.
Pause. Big pause right there, brother.
Come on, man. Y'all here
All
sound
right.
like the My Hero fandom.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah, I mean it was long, nice,
Dude.
well thought
Dude,
out, well
again.
thought out. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
man.
But
I
that's
think
my
we
take.
should.
That's my take on the One Piece versus. I mean, not One Piece versus, but yeah,
All right. I
My
think we
Hero
should
Academia.
cut it off there because we got a
That's
little
a
bit too
long take.
sus with it.
Nah.
I think I was converting into a My Hero fan.
All right, that's definitely enough. All right. Appreciate you for pulling up on the pod, Issa, man. This was fun, man. We got to do this again sometime.
Oh,
For sure,
definitely.
for sure.
Yeah, maybe not My Hero. We can do My Hero when it's done, or
Mhm.
if something crazy happens. But definitely pull up on the pod again. Appreciate you for pulling up.
Honestly, next time we could just roast Fairy Tail. Me and Issa are gonna just violate Fairy
Just
Tail.
straight roast Fairy Tale, man.
Just violate.
I don't know how it's still going, bro. Like
Wait, it still
how,
goes?
how I mean
Yeah,
the
they're getting
manga
new.
guy, he's still producing. Like he's
Oh,
still
Yeah.
making the story, and it's like, bro, like you had your chance.
I'm
Why
not.
okay. I'm not about to start flaming it again right now.
Not trying to be disrespectful, but I think he should look for a new career. But
Dude,
No,
he.
I mean he's
Oh my
catering
god.
to an audience, and it's working. So that's what that is.
I just want to say he's got some other anime projects out there. Like Eden Zero. So like, it's not like he's just doing
okay,
Fairy
okay.
Tale. But anyways, let's leave it on that note. We violated a little bit the My Hero fandom, so we'll leave it there. I don't want to get violated myself. So once again, thank you, Issa, for pulling up, man. For real, appreciate
Of
it.
course.
You gotta hop on
Appreciate,
again.
yeah, appreciate
Quick,
the
yeah,
visit.
yeah, and a quick shout out to our sponsor, Ghost Trigger. Use code ECB15 for 15% off. And oh, real quick, we actually rebranded from East Coast Browncast to Whole Guys Network. So check out the new website and all that. Whole Guys. That's a new name, so make sure you guys remember that. And with that being said, peace out, guys, and we'll catch you guys on another episode of Anime Plus Podcast.